Joe, ready to once again get cracking. And how are you all doing? It's finally Thursday, and it is a wonderful and glorious and fantastico Thursday. Because it's Thursday, for one, because I'm me, for two, and three, most importantly, I'm sharing my time with you, my wonderful and loyal and awesome and great and stupendous viewers. I do hope you're doing well. I hope you're doing good. Ugh. It is, it's actually somewhat warm. It started off fairly cool this morning, and then it did warm up. Not quite as hot as I thought it was going to be. It actually didn't reach, I'd say, peak temperatures until maybe 2 hours ago, and now it's starting to cool off again. So, yeah, it's still not bad. It's, the interior temperature in my apartment is still, is actually above the threshold for the heater triggering, so I'm not saying it's really warm, but it's warm. Actually, I do keep it pretty warm when I have the heater on. Mostly because I just don't like bundling up too much. Yes, as you can see, I'm setting up my environment. So camera's going, terminal's going. I realize I say it's a wonderful and fantastic and great Thursday, and it is. Unfortunately, I've come to the realization that I'm still suffering the effects from sleep deprivation that I had on Sunday, and I've been just suffering all week. I've been trying to go to bed early, but it just, I go to bed early, but I just don't fall asleep early, so I'm getting the normal amount of sleep, and it's gotten so bad that I am dozing off at work. Or, I don't actually fall asleep, but I'm precariously close to dozing off at work. You know, it's one of those things where you would just close your eyes, and then you open your eyes, and then it's half an hour later, that kind of thing. So that's pretty bad. Yes. Okay. All right. So, what are we doing? This is why we also have the to-do list, again, to help me remember things and to kind of go over things. And I won't go into the whole thing again about issue management and tracking and all that jazz. All right. So I do know that we finished the Freelancer Joe template, making the distributable for that and uploading it. Aside from that cores issue, which was just when you run it on a static local thing. That's not really the word for it. What is the word for it? When you run it from file system as opposed to running it from a web server. There you go. Surprised there isn't a word for that. The Germans probably have a word for it. So that leaves the last distributable, which is Bella. However, before I go on, there are two more items I need to add to this. And I'm going to put them here. Because it's actually kind of sort of related to the Freelancer Joe logo. Well, not sort of related, but okay. Number one, 2A, I guess, even though it's not really related. I need to update my VirtualBox installation. And remember when I started this all back up again, I was saying about how great it was that I didn't have to do an update, even though it seemed like before I stopped I had to do one like every week. Well, there was another update, so got to do that. But that's going to be off camera because I can't record it. I mean, I could, but I'm not going to. And what's number 2B? 2B. I got an email from Amazon, AWS, and basically they're telling me that the Lambda support for Node.js 6.1.0 is reaching EOL, which is a really cool acronym for end of life. And that's one of the cool things about Amazon maintaining the servers and all these things is that they'll go ahead and do those kinds of updates. However, what it means is I need to update my two Lambdas to run in whatever the latest and greatest version is. Fortunately, I highly doubt it's actually going to require any code changes for me. The Node.js thing, it's entirely possible, though, that Amazon might have changed their Lambda things. Anyway, let's see. So that's going to be something else I probably want to tackle as soon as possible. You don't want to wait until the very, very last day for EOL stuff to happen. Lambda Node.js update. So 2 and 2a I will do off camera. Hopefully I'll get to them. I should have them done by Sunday. And that way we can go ahead and tackle. Well, you won't see me doing 2a, but okay. This actual 2. One is I have to actually create the image, create suitable icon, and then the other part of this is actually using suitable icon. So I'll do the create suitable icon off camera as well as the update VirtualBox, and then we'll start doing the using that icon. I don't think I'm going to make another distributable for it just yet. I might wait until after I've gotten a couple of these together. We'll see. And then, so yeah, we'll probably tackle the Node.js stuff on Sunday. But anyway, right now we're going to do Bella. Bella, beauty, LSCD, projects UI / UI dash Bella. Bella? Wrong direction. Bella. Alright, and okay, so we no longer need this. This is the Freelancer. This is my site. We'll have to get back to it once I get that icon, but yeah. And Bella Music School. Alright. So that's opening up. Now, because I'm having the sleep deprivation thing, and it's actually negatively affecting me at work, I'm probably going to take tomorrow off, which is actually a good thing. You know, in the rest of the world, in areas that have strong Christian influences, like America used to have, this is considered a holy week, and people get the time off, tomorrow being Good Friday. So it'll be good that I have tomorrow off. I use it to catch up on sleep and, of course, do the sorts of things one should do on religious holidays. Introspection and all that jazz. That goes here. And then this goes here. Although I don't do the whole Lenten thing of giving up something. And then there's the fasting too. But technically I already do fast, believe it or not. So. Alright, so let's start it up. And while it starts up, looky what I got here. You know what this is? This is a letter from my apartment management company. I wonder what it is. I know exactly what it is. I'll tell you what it is. It's another notice about the rental lease and the details that I got on the other letter. So that other letter was actually on the door. And this was delivered via mail, and I'm sure in a day or two I'll get an email. Now, from their perspective, they're just being helpful and covering the bases, you know, making sure that I do have it, or trying as many ways as possible to make sure that I get it. From my perspective, since I'm looking at a $200 monthly rent increase year to year, it's more like rubbing salt in the wound. It's just... It'd be nice if it was kind of like, you know, attached to like whatever the inflation index is, you know. So if on average expenses only go up like, you know, 5%, then that's how much you go up. I'm not arguing for rent control, mind you. Not at all. I think a business should be able to charge whatever it wants. But I'm just saying, as far as the business goes, if you've got a good tenant, and I like to think I'm a good tenant. I mean, there's no complaints. I pay my rent on time all the time. I don't get many hassles. I think I've only had to have one major repair, and that was replacing the washer and dryer. But one, they were going to do that anyway when they did the upgrades. And two, it was a really old unit. Occasionally, do have to make a request for Terminator, because I spotted an ant or two, and plumber for the sink. None of those, I don't believe either of those are actually my fault. As it turns out, the plumber was explaining this to me. This is the plumbing in the apartment complex has a shared pipe, right? And so if somebody else puts something in there, because I'm at the bottom, yeah, I get to experience it the most. And I'm on the ground floor likewise, so it's easier for insects to get in here. Again, with me only eating once a day, and with what I actually eat, yeah, most bugs walk right by it. And I'm checking the phone. Started up the phone. Okay, nothing here. Nothing yet. It takes a while for this thing to boot up. I guess maybe, 7 years ago it was the cutting edge thing. Actually, no, it wasn't. When I got it, it wasn't. It's like 7 years ago, they did have smartphones. So I got it because it was cheap. So 7 years ago, it probably wasn't that advanced either. Huh. This is taking a surprising amount of time for it to come up. Yeah, thank you. It actually just told me to wait until the bundle's finished. It told me twice. And Amazon is now bugging me to buy more things. Actually, I do need to. Coffee, that's a convenience. Ginseng. Normally I get a bigger bottle, but the last time I shopped online, they only had like the Whole Foods one, which was like 30 pills, which is one a day, so it's like a month's worth. What else do I need to buy online? I'd almost be tempted to buy the seltzer water online, but getting soda delivered, kind of an iffy proposition, especially carbonated things, Speaking of which, you will no doubt notice that I'm actually holding a LaCroix. I've been sitting on, I have one 12-pack of coconut and two 12-packs of mango. And I've just been sitting on them for a while now. I cracked the coconut open because I'm still working out the exact numbers of this generic seltzer water that I needed to buy. I'm honestly thinking about cutting down on the coffee consumption in general. Which means I but I would like to increase the seltzer water consumption to offset the lower fluid intake. Although to be fair, caffeine is the diuretic anyway. Now there should be. We're just going to briefly go through these to verify that we don't have a warning. It looks fine. I'm not going to go through all the links. I probably should. Staff. This, by the way, would be a very good thing for me to make it dynamic via AWS. Right? So I could have like an admin-only section for the client, and they can upload the photo and type in the information. Likewise with services. And I think one thing my client also wanted to be able to do was accept online payments. What did she use? I think she used Square Reader. Fortunately, they have a web API, so it could be hooked into that. Not that I've dug too much more into it. I want to get the look and feel and organization of the site right first before I dive into that. Okay. Oh, wow, there were lots of things. Login isn't implemented, so I really shouldn't bother clicking on that. Alright, so that looks good. No warnings to speak of. Nothing for me to fix to speak of. So now, we are gonna... Didn't mean to close it completely. We're going to go ahead and change the log level from debug to... Yeah, thank you, Mr. Firefox. Awfully slow right now. A shame, it had been working pretty fast lately. And rather than start it up in development mode, verify that there are no debug messages, we're going to go ahead and straight to building the distributable. We'll just save time that way. I mean, at this point, we've gone through the rigmarole enough times that, Nothing, huh? Nothing? Nada? I don't know. Here's something. Well, this is probably just Citibank. Ending balance. Very nice. Very nice. Well, not having a balance, but the balance is what I expected it to be. Thank you, Mr. Tax Time. Speaking of which, I still haven't gotten that letter that I'm fully expecting from my current domicile state, requesting the tax return from the other state. So, I don't know. I mean, I'm keeping an eye out for it because I know it's coming, but still. Anyway, so we're building the distributable, so let's go ahead and open up that folder so we have access to the distributable. And, let me take this moment to mention my handy-dandy new cooler. Right? This is part of my plan to, well, no, actually, this is part of my plan just to keep my phones cool. So instead of bringing my phone in with me into work, I just leave them in the car. Because if I'm at work, you have ways to reach me, and odds are if I bring my phone into the workplace, then I might forget it at the workplace, and that's just a whole bunch of hassle. So, at least when it was just this phone, I had no problem leaving it in the car, because I could care less, right? You know, with the heat and whatnot. But with this bad boy, I want to make sure I keep it nice and cool. Or cool enough so that it doesn't suffer any heat damage. So I went ahead and I got this cooler, which promises to be for at least some insulation. So, you know, I put the phone in here, and then I got, you know, these things that you chill, and hopefully it'll be enough to keep the phone cool. And also, if I cut down on the coffee consumption and increase this, then I'll just bring chilled ones of these with me, and I can just leave them in here, and it'll be nice and cool. As I go back out to my car in the morning for a break to have my chat with my honey bunny, as well as to vape, because I can no longer vape in my office, or no longer. Ever since I switched projects, I have not been allowed to vape in the office. Because it's a new workplace, new project, new people. The old place, well, technically, the property manager just didn't want you to vape in there, but well, that's the thing about vaping. How do you prove it? Especially when it's in an office by myself. And it's not like I walked around the hallways just vaping left and right. It's kind of like this, you know, I'm in the front of the computer, I'm thinking about something, and that's when I took a hit of that sweet nicotine. Is it not done yet? Wonder what's so big about Bella Music School. It must be all the images. I bet you that's what it is. It's the images that take longer, I think. It's interesting. But Thursday. Oh, okay. I was about to go into a spiel about Thursday and how great it is. But I see we have no need to do that. Alright, so now... Now this is interesting. I wonder why its CSS is 2. And these are all the images. Actually, some of these are excess. Ooh, I need to trim these out, because some of these we don't use. Some of these are old. It's still a bit of a beta, so that's fine. Yeah, it reminds me, I don't... Oh, that does remind me. So on the Freelancer Joe website, I list Bella Music School as a client, but the link goes to their old website. This, however, I host in an S3 bucket that I make active when I want the client to take a look at it. Of course, since I haven't changed anything, it's not active. So I question my whole point in even making this a distributable. It's kind of like my demo thing. It doesn't really matter. It's still a work in progress. Well, you know what? We're here, and we've got it made. So let's go ahead and take a look and see if it works. And it's possible we might see some other errors or warnings. About info. Nothing. About staff. Nothing. Services. Private instruction. Nothing. Event and musical catering. Nothing. Contact. Nothing. Alright. So that's looking pretty good. It doesn't have the same warning that mine did. That would be because mine is the only one that uses that slick carousel. So, okay, that makes sense. Let's go ahead and go to AWS and sign into my console. I wonder if they have the message here too about the deprecation or the EOL. No, apparently not. Oh wait, here we go. Wait, or is this just me being logged in? Or it's a bell. Other notifications, view alerts. All right. In theory, this is something I should check every day. Here we go. Okay, so CloudFront was 1. They were changing the CloudFront API, but I don't use the CloudFront API. I do use CloudFront. That handles my content distribution, but I don't make calls to the API, so that's fine. It's just configuration. And here is the Lambda thing. And my AWS account currently has one or more Lambda functions or applications published to that using Node.js 6.1. So they disable the ability to create new ones at the end of the month, and they would stop letting me update them on the 30th. Okay, of May. All right. So I have some time, but best to get to it as soon as possible. All right, but we're not here for that. That's on Sunday. We're here for uploading this. Oh, it's public still. All right, I must still have it active then. This is one CSS. I wonder if that's no longer used. Oh. Well, whatever it may be, let's go ahead and upload them all. And then I'll need to double check to see if there's anything I can remove. Probably one CSS? Probably. So we got app bundle. Ah, there you go. See, I'm thinking we don't need one CSS or app CSS. App bundle, index HTML, and styles, right? Styles bundle. Ah, and we don't use vendor? That seems odd. Alright, let's take a chance. We're gonna, no, Tuesdays. App is gone, and vendor apps is gone. Alright, and let's let's go to permission. Is it permissions or properties? I think it's properties. Okay, let's see if it comes up. Alright, it's coming up. Font's right, images are there, colors right, yeah, alright. So it all looks good. And again, we do not have any debug messages. Quite impressed these things are all coming up nicely though. Events, catering, private instruction. Did I click on staff? I'll double click on staff anyway. And we got staff. Alright. So that looks good. That looks solid. Let's go ahead and log out of the console. And we're going to, well, we'll leave this open for now. Gonna go back to the editor, turn debugging back on, and start it back up again. No, I don't start at view, I start it here. Yeah, alright, so now I can spiel about Thursday. Let me see. Well, I have to be careful about, since I'm going to be home Friday, and this is the unfortunate part. Aside from because I'm so sleep deprived, discipline has been really, really tough. I've been maintaining it, but just barely. So the danger of staying at home on any day, for me, and especially at the end of the week anyway, is breaking the diet. More so because thus far this week, I'm keeping pace with last week, which is very unfortunate because I thought I took actions last weekend to ensure that I end up a little bit ahead, but that just hasn't been working out. So it's going to be tough. Going to be tough. Well, hopefully I can keep myself occupied. I might actually dig into that Freelancer Joe icon early, as well as the VirtualBox update. I mean, that's something to do. And possibly even figuring out why this is taking so long. And it's got to be the images. It's got to be the images. That's the only thing I can think of. Because the only other library it uses is Parallax, which I use in the Parallax template, and you see that that doesn't take very long to come up. So I don't know. So tomorrow I have to make sure I get enough sleep tonight, keep myself busy enough that I don't break the diet, and I also have to make sure that I do my training. Now, hopefully, if I get enough sleep, then the training, I'll be able to focus enough to not injure myself. Deadlift tomorrow. And then Saturday. And another reason why I'm not anxious on breaking the diet, well, part of me is anxious, the reptile part of the brain. The other part of me isn't. It's because Saturday night, afternoon, night, whatever, buddy's coming into town to celebrate his birthday. So all the boys are going to meet up. This is one of my buddies that I play online with. I haven't seen him in a few years. So it's going to be a get-together, and there's going to be food there. Unfortunately, again, it falls on the cheat day. But, wow. I'll have to bear this in mind the next time I do work on this. I might really want to clean this up. But there we go. Slowly but surely. And all we're going to do, once it finishes rendering, give it focus, Control-Shift-K, and verify we have our log messages back. That we do. Alright, so we are about at the 30-minute mark, so I'll wrap it up, and for the week we have finished making the distributables, so we're good to go for the next step. Cool good words about liking and subscribing, commenting, and suggesting. And I certainly hope you'll join me tomorrow for Gaming with Joe. I probably actually will record that on Friday and upload it Friday. And then on Saturday, I'll still try to sneak in drinks with Joe, but I think it might be coffee with Joe instead, since the drinks will be at night. And I hope you join me for that. But until the next time you join me, I hope that you have a wonderful Thursday, wonderful Easter weekend, and yeah, I hope that you take care and God bless.